Hello all, hope you all are staying good. In this session, we are going to see what is SQL and a brief introduction to SQL. And then there are several queries which comes under command called select command that we are going to learn today. Firstly, what is SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. I'm going to write here. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Now, what is the use of the SQL? SQL will allow the end users to access and then manipulate the databases, whatever the data you wanted to retrieve from the database. SQL is helping the end users to perform any such sort of operations into the database. Like what kind of operations a user can make? He can retrieve the data, store the data, or if the user would like to perform delete operation, inserting any n number of records into the table which is stored in the database, or if you would like to manipulate or make any sort of changes to the data that is already present in the form of a table in the database, any sort of operations can be made with the help of queries. And this is about the SQL, in what way it is helpful for the users in accessing the data. A database is an organized collection of data which we have already learned, and it is typically stored and accessed electronically with the computer system. Now let us move on to the next slide and learn several commands that comes under select command. Select is a command which comes under data manipulation language. Here we have different types of languages like DDL, DML, TCL, and TCL. So among all such languages, select is a command which is one of the command that comes under data manipulation language. Data manipulation language. Now, what is the use of select command? In general, select command is always used to get the data from the database. It is only used to retrieve the data from the database. You cannot make any changes to the database. You cannot insert data to the database. You cannot perform any kind of deletion operations to the database with the help of select command. So select is only used for retrieving or for getting the data from the database. Here we have several different kinds of syntaxes with the help of select command. And this select command is used for many purposes, and each of the purpose has got different syntax. Let us see one by one. Coming to the first syntax, select asterisk from table name. So as discussed previously, asterisk is a symbol used for retrieving all the records from the table. If you would like to get the data from specific column names, then you have to mention the column name or the attribute name separated by a comma. Using the select, you can get that data from the table. So this is how you're working with the second syntax. Coming to the third one, select distinct column names from the table name. So when you have to work with the distinct is one of the keyword. So when distinct is to be used, if I would like to get the unique values for a specific column, then in that case, it is necessary to make use of distinct keyword. So thereby what happens is, when the query is executed, all the duplicates are ignored, and you are going to get only the unique values for that particular column as an output. Condition is applied along with the where clause. So based on the condition, the data is retrieved or it is displayed for the specific column names that you are going to mention, followed by the select command. And here, this is a table which we are using. These are the several operations we are making use when you are working with the condition. For example, I would like to get the names as well as age from employee table, assume, where I'm applying a condition saying that employees, where all the employees belonging to some particular location, say Hyderabad. So when this condition is applied, you are going to get the names and the age of the employees who comes under the city called Hyderabad. So likewise, a condition is applied using these kind of operators. You can observe that we are using an equal to operator here. So these all are the relational operators you are going to make use of when you work with a condition along with the where clause. Similarly, apart from that, we also have several compound operators. We may be using with between. Between is used when you wanted to retrieve the records for specific columns that lie under some range. So when this particular range is satisfied, then the values for the column names are retrieved. Coming to like operator, like is also an operator. It is used for searching a pattern. We are going to work with this like operator in the execution part. So this is generally used to work with the names or the strings. You're working with the strings here. So whenever the pattern is matching, then that data is displayed as an output. In is another compound operator which is used to specify the multiple possible values for a particular column. So we are going to specify some values, and if the values are exactly matching, then the data is retrieved from those multiple possible values for a column. I would like to display the names of the student as per the alphabetical order. Then we are using this order by. Order by is used along with the select command in order to place the names of the students in one particular order. Not only the names of the students, any column names, if you want like to specify in some order, it might be in an ascending order or in descending order. In that case, we will be working with this order by along with the select command. So by default, if you could not specify anything, then the result will be displayed in an ascending order. I have 100 tuples or records that are present in the table, but I don't want all the 100 records to be retrieved. So in that case, I wanted to limit that number. I wanted to just get only the first 3 records of the table. So in that case, we will be using limit along with the select command. And next, coming to the other one, that is select column 1, column 2 from table name where column name like pattern. As said before, like is an operator which is used with the select command in order to match with any string, or for any pattern matching, we will be using the like operator. Don't worry, I'm going to explain all these queries that which you have learned during the execution of the select command. And coming to the next slide, we have other more syntaxes using the select command. So let us see what it is. Select column name from table name where column name in. So in is another operator. It is used if the values that are present here is matching with the values that are already present in the table, then it is going to retrieve that as a result. If the values are not matching, then it shows you with an empty set of the result. So this is how you're working with an in operator. And next, coming to between. Between is another operator. It specifies that whether the values of particular column name falls under the range. I'm making use of a database called name now. So to make use of any database, we have a command called use database name and with a semicolon. Now the database name has been changed. I would like to see whether there are any tables that are present in the database which I am using. For that, I'm having a command called show tables. So select asterisk from which table? Table name is student and with semicolon. Now this is my table where it contains 8 number of records and the attributes of the student table are role, name, age, and person. These are the attributes that comes under student, and all the values for the attributes are already inserted. So this is the command. Select command is used only to retrieve the data, but not to perform any other operations. So now, if I would like to get the data for some specific column name, the data is retrieved only for the specific column names. Which all column names you have written after the select command, only the data for that column names will be displayed as output, right? Now, the other thing is I would like to work with some condition. On some condition, I wanted to retrieve the data. So what is the syntax you have to use? Example, my question is, I would like to get the details of all the students whose percent is greater than 90. I'm repeating, I would like to get the details of all the students whose percent is greater than 90. If this is my question, I'm going to type the query as select asterisk from student where we have condition on percent column. So percent greater than 90. So this is the output. So here you see how many tuples are matching with our condition. Percent greater than 90. So percent greater than 90, we have only 99 is 1, 95 is 1, and 99. So we have only 3 records. So that's why we have got these 3 records as an output. The conditions, that is percentage greater than 80 and age greater than 21. When both the conditions are satisfied, then only the values for that particular column names are going to be retrieved. If this condition is satisfied and this condition is not satisfied, you're not going to get the output. And is something, it tells you that when both the conditions are true, then the result will be true. There is only one person which matches with this condition. So that particular data is retrieved from the table, right? Now let us work with OR. So AND is over and we are working with OR. OR specifies what? Either of the condition is true, then you're going to get the data. Either this one is to be true or this one is to be true. If any of this condition is satisfied, then the data will be retrieved. So name is the column name and which are to be displayed in an descending order. So let us work with this. Now you got this as an output. See, the names are displayed in an descending order. Select all the details of the student. So you have to use asterisk symbol. Select asterisk from student, order by percent. In which order? I would like to order the percent in descending order because from top to least I would wanted to know the list of the students. So this limit 3 indicates that you are going to get only the top 3 rankers from the number of students that are present in my class. So totally how many number of students I have in my class? There are 8 number of students. Among 8 number of students, I would only like to get the records of those students who has got top 3 position. We will be limiting your data based on the number that you specify over here. Now I'm working with this, that is between as an operator under some specific values you have mentioned here, that is 80 and 900. So between this range, who all are the students having the percentage between this range? Only those student details I wanted to get as an output. So for that, we are using between as an operator. Now, when I click on the enter button, you get this as a data. Now, what is the difference between using between operator and in operator? Is between operator is used to retrieve the records which satisfy this particular range. And when in operator is used, the values for the percent column must definitely match with the values that you have specified here. Then those records are only retrieved as an output. Now, if you see here, 40%, yes, there is a person who has scored 40%. So thereby the record is retrieved as an output. Similarly, 85. 85 is not there, so 85 is not retrieved as an output. Now, when coming to 99, there is a person called Monica and Satvik. These two persons have scored 99%, and therefore those records are retrieved as output. Similarly, 90. There is one person who scored 90% and the name of the person is Rajesh. So thereby, this particular record is also retrieved as an output. There must be a name that starts with M. Okay, and there this percentile specifies that there might be any number of characters, but the name should start with M. So let us get the data whether there exists any person name whose name starts with M. Yes, there are three persons, namely Monica, Manish, and Manish. There are two persons with the name Manish, and thereby the name is repeated here. Right. So here, this is how you are going to work with the pattern matching using like operator. Now, if I would like to get the name of a student whose name ends with A. Yes, there are two persons whose names end with A. So that is Monica and the other one is Sirisha. Right. Now, I am going to work with another one, that is wanted to check whether there exists any person name whose name contain double E. In that case, what you have to do is you have to use this one. Yes, there is a name called Sirisha. This EE is present in between. This percentile indicates what? There might be a number of characters before, or there might be a number of characters after this EE. To get the data for the name column distinctly, uniquely, the names are not to be repeated. So thereby, instead of 8 names, I will get only 7 names, as one of the name is repeating. So this is what the output is. So you have only Manish once it is occurring. So the other name is ignored because you are using distinct as a keyword. So like this, we are working with all these different kinds of operators. These are the basic operators. We work with the select command. Hope you all have understood this session.